It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
And I'm playing like this because all of them. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what we do?
He talks about his Texas vision, yet clings to illusions, half-truths, and comforting lies. In this sport, the future isn't promised. You walk into that cage carrying a shred of innocent hope and you've already lost. This isn't about a place. It's about facing the harsh truth. The UFC cares for nothing but raw aggression, and true discipline separates contenders from pretenders. When your focus drifts to media hype or empty promises outside the gym, your preparation falters. Step into those lights, confront an opponent who knows reality, and you'll pay the price. Okay, brutal one.
Biggest artist, and you wouldn't even know, because my name don't have to be on everything.
I have to be the marquee.
Yeah, because sometimes if you put your name on certain things, you got people that's gonna be jealous. So sometimes I was like, I don't have to have my name on it.
To their branding Jon Jones as dishonest, dragging his name into Epstein's files. This isn't idle chatter, it's mental warfare. A targeted strike against an athlete standing in the UFC? You think that won't interfere with his training? Dana White isn't just worried about PTD stress, it's consolidating his dominion. How does that affect a champion already carrying the weight of this sport?
You like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd.
3SO. The issue isn't just a stray finger, it's the intent carried into the octagon. We're talking about a fighter, a professional whose digits turn into a calculated, sinister weapon. This is no random contact, not at this level of the UFC, where every blow carries title implications and can reshape a career. If you can land an eye poke intentionally, it isn't bad luck, it's a skill. One that undermines the integrity of the contest. The real psychological warfare begins when opponents anticipate it, when the mental pressure forces them to fight differently, destabilizing their entire game plan. The harsh reality is that these allegations spread fast, damaging the reputation and standing of a fighter can have lasting consequences.
As you get older,
Yep.
you have to look at things in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my son this year is 26 years old. So in 4 years, my son will be 30. Then my daughter will be 29 in the 4 years. So I have, grandchildren. So the same thing I was doing 10 years ago, I can't be doing now. Even 5 years ago, I can't be doing now.
In the ruthless landscape of the UFC, a mishap is simply a harsh outcome you didn't predict. Do you think Tom Aspinall's conviction that it was intentional doesn't eat away at him? That mental injury is as real as the lasting harm to his eyesight? The UFC's operation and attitude don't slow for anyone. They care nothing for the origin of an incident. They only care if you deliver. The belt demands action. If you can't respond, they'll stage an interim match. Your reign is on borrowed time once uncertainty sets in.
I've had no choice but to get a bit more serious about it. I've been approached by people on Capitol Hill. I've been approached by people who are elected officials in office, whether it's governors or mayors or what have you, and people have legitimately and seriously asked me about that. I have no desire to be a politician. My life is pretty well, but I've decided I'm no longer going to close that door.
The murmurs, the exasperation, it's everywhere. Why won't the UFC put its true champions in the octagon? It's not about planning. It's the raw, unforgiving pressure of the title that makes fighters wisely sidestep dangerous matchups. As Jon Jones's reputation and dominance define the division, other top fighters engage in cutthroat mental battles, afraid to risk an unblemished streak. The harsh truth is that when elite athletes duck each other, the championship scene becomes a joke. Dynamic change is stifled, standings lose. Meaning and real consequences hit those brave enough to step into the cage. Tell me, is this a real sport, or just a carefully constructed illusion?
For so long, I think it's normal, but when people go on social media, they post, when I post, they get mad. They're like, oh, you cocky, you arrogant. I'm just telling you.
Want to talk heavyweight. This division isn't just struggling, I can feel it. The standings are a smokescreen masking a breakdown in title fight pressure. We aren't witnessing the development of tactical minds or the constant ferocity expected from true apex predators. Stagnant, predictable, and the harsh fallout hits the UFC's biggest stars right where it hurts. This isn't only about those at the very top, it's a systemic failure to create genuinely compelling high-stakes storylines. If the largest men on earth can't deliver the raw excitement that drives pay-per-view sales, what does that say about the entire hierarchy of combat sports?
But we're never happy. At least I'm happy, but we're never happy. When we had Trump before, we didn't appreciate him, but I think Trump is a great president. Actually, he's the best president in my.
This is the UFC, not some local event. When you see competitors gasping for breath, as if they've forgotten how to fight, it's more than a poor performance, it's a failure. A lapse in strategic thinking on the biggest stage. You're witnessing the consequences of an unforgiving arena. The fans, the organization, they want to see hungry killers fighters ready to climb the ranks, not sluggish journeymen, who make the whole product feel weak. These are no longer mere fights, they are declarations. And when you deliver a performance like that, what are you telling the world about your commitment?
Never had great businessman, and that's what it's about. Trump has done an amazing job, and a lot of people around America are upset. But no matter who goes in the White House, we're always upset.
Right.
And I think Trump is the man for the job. He's the best president.
Elite heavyweights, right? It's a falsehood fed to casual fans. Look at what happened with Cortez Estas, skilled fighter. Yes, but Pavlovich exposed that gap, and then Tom Aspinall's title win confirmed it. This isn't just a skill difference. It's a massive gulf in standing, a harsh lesson in consequence. If you're not performing at your absolute peak, you're not just competing, you're enduring relentless strain, tactical challenges, and the unyielding push for a championship. Every training session for these elite athletes is a battle because they know that a single misstep, one solitary lapse, can determine everything.
It makes me push hard to prove you wrong. I love to prove people wrong. And that's why I'm probably successful to this day, so successful, because I love to.
Anyone attempting to discount his consistent gains is completely mistaken. This isn't mere speculation, this is UFC reality. He pushed Francis Ngannou to the absolute limit. That leg lock wasn't a sign of weakness. It was sheer title-level intensity forcing a calculated risk. Write him off after one error against John Jones, and you're ignoring the true caliber of the man who put him in that choke. This isn't just a defeat, it's a statement about the heavyweight hierarchy. Can a single choke really unravel all that?
I found myself in the past, the younger Floyd Mayweather, going back and forth on the internet with different people. But I'm in a better place in my life right now. I couldn't ask to be in a better place. So the old Floyd Mayweather, when I used to go back and forth with people on social media, I don't do that anymore.
The UFC isn't a playground, it's a merciless arena where illusions and hype mean nothing. Fighters walk in carrying hope, only to face raw aggression, relentless pressure, and unforgiving consequences. Reputation, skill, and mental strength are tested with every strike. Every tactical choice and every lapse could end a career. Titles aren't won by luck. They demand peak performance, unyielding dedication, and the intellect to survive the brutal climb, casual sea fights. But the octagon reveals who is truly ready, who can endure the pressure, and who has the fighter's spirit to rise above. In this world, only those willing to risk everything can achieve true greatness.